Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Peace! I'm YouTube famous now, and I'm sitting here with one of my all-time faves, somebody that inspires me, somebody that I just am, I don't know how to even say it. I look up to her. She has just relit the passion inside of me, and that is Miss Amelia Fart. I adore her, and so can I kind of explain what happened and how this all happened? I talk over people horribly in interviews, so I told her, I said, I'm gonna try not to do that. This is an interview about her. So, I had been in LA 2 weeks ago, and we had been talking about meeting up and getting together and all this kind of stuff, and I was going to fly out to Montreal at some point. So she messaged me, like as soon as I got back, and she said, oh my God, I just missed you. I'm coming to LA. And so I was like, oh shoot, I can't believe that I missed her. And I was thinking about it, and so messaged her and I was like, well, what if I just come out to LA while you're out there, because it'll probably be cheaper than going to Montreal. And I want to do it now because I was excited. So she was like, yeah, absolutely, come on out. And so I did, and we started just having long conversations on the phone, and it's just the coolest thing. And one of the neatest things for me is that I've talked a lot about this in my videos, but my mom passed away 11 years ago. And I was talking to my best friend, and she watches Amelia's videos, and she said, your mother would be so excited, because this is gonna tear me up, but she said, your mother would be so excited because she's got such a strong spirit. And so I'm so excited to be sitting here, and you know, it's so funny, and our conversations have so little to do with YouTube and more just about life. And so she entered me into her Airbnb, which, let me just tell you, can I say what it's called?
Yeah.
What's it called? The
porch house.
The porch house. And I walk up and I'm like, this is like a tree house. Like, this is so perfect for you.
Yeah. I like it here. It feels like I need a place where I can come home and just be like, duh.
Yeah. I asked her, I said, do you have a TV? She said, I have one in the bedroom and I haven't turned it on. And she's been here for 2 weeks. So we were sitting down. She was doing her makeup up there. And I actually said, have you ever done like a traditional get ready with me? And
no. I've only done ones where like I put McDonald's sweet and sour sauce on my face as foundation, or I crush up Fruit Loops into a powder and then put that on my face in a very artful way.
Well, you were like, what would I do? Just put glitter and go?
Well, that's the thing. Like, people are like, sometimes people have said, oh, please do a makeup tutorial. But there's no art to it.
Yeah.
It's just what you see is what I have done. I have drawn a line like that, and that's it.
That would be a great tutorial, like a 5-second tutorial.
So
we were talking forever. And I said, okay, I want to say this for camera. And I said, I'm just going to film us just talking like we've been talking. Yeah. And whatever comes out, comes out. So I did say to her, though, before we met up to do this, I said, can I ask some deep, dark questions? Because I don't want it to be just some superficial, you know, thing where we're talking about feather boas and whatever, which is a part of what I do want to ask you about the costume and all that kind of stuff, which you don't even consider a costume, which I found out. So, which has really opened a lot for me.
Sorry.
Can you do the tongue pop? Okay, this is a good place to start.
Yeah.
So we were sitting there, and when we first started talking, I don't even know how long ago that was.
Neither do I.
Like a year ago, maybe?
Well, yeah.
Something like that. And I said something to her about meeting up, and I said, I wanted to interview her, and I said, do you ever come out of character? And she said, this is not a character.
Yeah.
And so that's when we started talking, and I was like, this is so just admirable to me, like that this is just everything about who you are and the way you think and everything. And people whose souls match what they do and their personality. This is why your video the other day touched me so much, that just I want to get there, and I don't know sometimes how to do that. So you've been inspiring me to do that. So I said to her, when we were sitting there, I said, so this is who you are when we're sitting here talking, but how do you go into like confession 29? So can you do one?
Confession 29. Wait, what I need to do? Confession 11. The other day I picked up a bottle of Giorgio Armani foundation in a Sephora, and then I smashed it somehow.
Okay, so it does go back and forth for you.
Well, I think some people think I'm a character because like I can be very loud and like flamboyant in my videos, and that it's not a character. I think there is some aspect of performance when I film, but but it's not, nothing is fake. I'm just letting myself be as loud and obnoxious as I want to be. When I'm with other people in person, I adapt to energies, you know what I mean? And I'm not screaming because at some level I want to be liked, right? So I'm not just gonna like scream and twirl around. Like, I'm a human, you know, and I can function in society. But then when I'm filming, I just let myself do whatever I want to do. But it's not fake.
So you don't scream like I do because I'm almost deaf in one ear, right?
No, not quite.
You know, one of the things that I love about you is that, I don't know why this intrigues me so much, but the art, the fan art that people send you, and like, I don't know, like the other day that you were posting the pictures on Instagram of all the people that you met at McDonald's and all this kind of stuff. When people reach out to you and like you've powerfully, positively impacted their life, like what do you think that's about? What do you think their connection is with you?
I feel like it's about being seen, probably. Like I feel like how I can be with other, like with you or with Trisha Paytas, like you're like, oh my God, you don't feel alone. You're seeing like similar ribbons between your life and someone else's, and you're like, it just makes you feel connected and like validated if you're seeing your story and your experience like mirrored back to you.
So what's it like for you when you see, like, I've seen people do videos where they're like, I'm Amelia Fart or whatever, and they like imitate you. But they're really inspired by you. Like, how does that feel?
It's just the most heartwarming thing in the world. Like, it's just so sweet. It just shows, there's so much kindness and beauty and magic in the world that I think is easy to forget, because yes, there is negative stuff, and yes, there is like darkness and there's hate, but I have to keep telling myself that's not what I want to focus on. I want to focus on this magic, on these like people that are so kind and supportive and beautiful and funny and joyful. Like, that's what I want to pour myself into. Yeah,
it was interesting because we were talking about that, and you said anything goes.
Yeah.
And you were saying that some of the comments are really hard for you. And that's something that I've experienced. And you said there's a difference between, can you explain that?
Yeah, well, like with hate comments, you mean?
Yeah.
Like, well, there's some hate comments that are just dark and not even necessarily personal, just like, kill yourself, like, fat bitch. And I'm like, well, okay. Those ones I find it easy to just like send, because obviously you can just see that that's a person in pain, right?
That's not about you.
No, not at all. So I'm just sending that person, try to send that person love. Like, not that it doesn't always sting, but when it's like a long, thoughtful, intelligent breakdown of who I am as a person and like what my faults are, and it's kind of true, like that hurts. And like, yeah, because I don't want to be sending negative ripples out into the world. Like, I really genuinely don't. And it bothers me that people feel like I am. But at the same time, I can't just hide. If I were to be so terrified of not putting any negativity out in the world, that would just make me freeze and I wouldn't do a thing. So at some level, I have to let go of that and just do what I want to do.
But don't you think it's also about living with intention?
100%. Yes.
So like whatever your intention is, right?
Exactly. You have to know what your intention is and feel confident in that and be like, I know what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, and I feel okay about it.
Yeah.
So if other people don't understand it, I just have to.
Yeah, no holds barred. I'm just gonna, I was talking about my vlog. So I do an hour to an hour and a half vlog every day. And those are typically where I get those kind of comments.
Yeah.
And what's interesting to me about that is that somebody that dislikes me so much would watch an hour to an hour and a half of me every day. I really don't understand it. And I was telling her that, and I understand hate watching and things like that, but I don't spend really any energy doing things I don't like. Like, I try to, this isn't a dress rehearsal. You know, life is short, and I want to have the best life possible. So I don't spend a lot of time watching people I just dislike so much. And so I was telling her that, if it's somebody that comes and it's like every video, they leave this long, nasty thing. I'm not talking about thought-provoking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be the best version of myself as possible. So if somebody approaches me in a way of like, I want you to think about this.
Yeah.
Or this is who I would like for you to be or whatever. Like, I take a look at that, I need outside perspectives. But if it's somebody that just comes and they just are nasty on a daily basis, to me, I really believe I'm not in that. It says more about them than it does about me.
Yeah.
And so at some point, I don't delete tweets or delete comments. People think I do, but I don't. I block them.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if you don't have a voice to come over here and say something, at some point maybe you'll stop watching, and then you can go spend your time doing something that will make your life better. It really isn't even about me when I do that. But it's taken me a long time to get there, and I want that for you too.
Yeah, I think I just like, I don't know, just it stings when it's like when it is like intelligent criticism. And I think on some level I'm not great with that because I obviously I want to evolve, I want to get better. I have flaws that I would like to try to improve. But I don't necessarily respond well to them being pointed out to me. The way that I found in my life I'm better at improving is when it always comes from me doing it. So it's not necessarily great. So I should probably get better at that.
You have to fall down to get back up.
Yeah, it has to be from me that I want to do something. And if someone tells me do this, I don't respond to that.
I think for me it's been like I had to. This is what happened. We just ended up having a conversation, so it's an interview conversation, I guess. But for me, I've had to kind of even like look back and witness kind of what my behavior looked like that then people said stuff about to say, it's not who I want to be.
Yeah.
I want to be a different person. I don't want to be that.
Yeah.
So this is us across the table. We've like literally been like this. I said, you really have eyebrows.
I do. I just bleached them.
What has been the hardest piece of criticism that you've gotten, not from a negative point, but because you thought, wow, there's maybe some truth to that?
Probably that, like, a couple videos ago, there's ones from today's video that I can't even let absorb into my brain because I just can't. I just can't right now. But there was a couple of videos ago that I did let them absorb into my brain that was like, oh, she's like really self-absorbed and it's getting old. Like she's too into herself, like she's like too inconsiderate, which is something that I tell myself about me all the time. So to have a stranger say that, I'd be like, oh, fuck off, you're right, and I don't want to hear it.
Well, it's a double-edged sword because you're a YouTuber and you sit down and you film videos. I film videos. I mean, there is a certain amount of self-absorption and narcissism to that. Let's just be for real, you know? Rylan said that in some video with Shane. And she's getting to meet Shane tonight. I asked her, I said, can I say that? She's so excited, so.
I can't.
I'm really excited for her. And we're going to talk about Trisha in just a second. I said, do you want to talk about YouTubers? We both agreed we weren't going to talk much about YouTubers, but we'll talk about Shane for a second. About like, because that was the conversation about, you said that you started YouTube because of Shane.
1000%. The reason why I started watching was because I knew of Shane. And then my friend Jonas told me, this was in whatever year his coming out video came out. My friend Jonas told me, oh, he came out. And I watched his coming out video and I just, his rawness, how real that video was, like, I changed my life forever. Like, it pulled me into that world. It pulled me into him, which then pulled me into Trish and pulled me into Drew Monson, and they would hang out together, and that's what pulled me into YouTube, and watching them is what made me want to try to do YouTube. And so that, his coming out video changed my whole life. Like, maybe that's very dramatic.
Watch this.
That's true.
Watch this. How much do you love Drew Monson?
So much.
Okay, did you reach out to Drew?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so we're talking and I said, she wasn't gonna reach out to anybody.
Yeah.
And so I got her Shane's information and I said, reach out to Shane. Yeah. I want you to meet up with Shane. I got to meet up with him. I want you to meet up with him. It was, you know, and she was like, we were sitting there, she's like, that was such a moment for you. She was like, I was like, I want you to have this. It's so special for you. And I want you to reach out to Trisha and all these. I love it. I'm like eating it up. There's feather boas like all over the floor. So anyway, so I'm so proud of you that you did that.
Well, it's because of Peter. Like, Peter pushed me because he was like, who would you want to meet if you could meet anyone? I was like, Shane, Trish, and Drew, because they, like, I've always been whatever. You get it, I've said it. But so yeah, it was Peter that was like, just reach out to them. He was like, yeah.
It's weird, isn't it?
He was like, you'll regret so much more not trying than just trying. So I sent pathetic messages to all three of them.
Why pathetic?
Well, because they were like, that's what I tell myself. Because
I feel that way too. Like, it's just like,
sorry.
No, I said, I'm gonna interrupt.
You're doing too well. Like, I feel like I'm like interrupting you.
This is gonna be real long and it's gonna be 2 parts, so just get ready.
Living.
Okay.
What was I saying?
You're talking about reaching out to them.
Oh, it's a self-protection thing. Like, if I tell myself that I'm pathetic, like, then I'm in some way distancing myself from actually being vulnerable.
You know, it's interesting because I almost kind of wonder if that's a generational thing. You see a lot of that on social media and things. I don't love self-degradation.
Yeah.
I did it for so long that it kept, like when I was younger. And I've been sober since I was 24. I did it for so long, and it kept me down, it kept me down, kept me down.
Yeah.
And I think it's a hard medium to like be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
It's like humility. It's like,
Yeah.
how do you find that? And the person that tells you how humble they are is the least humble person in the room, you know? I don't know. I just do the best I can do, but I don't want you to say pathetic, because this is the thing. I think you don't see, because you were so talking yourself down when we talked about it. And I said, girl, I said, do you realize who you are? I said, so many people are inspired by you. Do you realize, okay, how many people out there would die to meet you?
Yeah, but like,
I'm one of them. I texted her on the way over here and I said, I'm so nervous. And she said, I'm not worthy of being nervous about.
No, I'm not.
But like, you know, you have to think of it from that point of view. And we're all just people.
And that's the truth. And I do know that. We're all just people. And like, I think because I've idolized like Shane, Trish, and Drew so much, that like part of me feels like they're like, I'm not on the same level as them. But I know at the end of the day, we're all the same. Like all of the facades, I said this in a video a little while, all of the facades that we think make us different and make us separate and make us better or worse, none of that is real. And I know that. Like I had this really profound moment. This is gonna sound, but whatever. I went in a sensory deprivation tank.
I wanted to do that forever.
I had a very,
I get a little claustrophobic though.
Yeah, it is that vibe. But I did it twice. The first time was nothing. The second time, I had this like transcendent experience where I got like that message, had this like vision. I don't know. It could be argued that I just have a very active imagination and none of this was real.
I would never believe that.
But I like had this vision where I like left my body and I went into the sky and there was all these little lights and like the voice of God was, I don't know if it was God, but there was some voice talking to me and just basically.
Was it he or she?
I don't know. It was like a transcendent being of like no gender.
It had no voice?
The
voice had...
It was a robot. It was a genderless robot. And then he told me that...
He told you.
Right.
The genderless... Okay.
There we go. That's whatever. The genderless robot.
Sorry.
He's a guy.
The big Amelia fans are coming for me right now. They're like, let her talk!
No, they're not. You've let me talk so much. Like too
Go
much
ahead.
almost. So then, yeah, he told me that like everyone... I was asking him questions being like, oh, but I feel lonely up here, like all these other little lights. And he was like, but I was like, I want to be with them. He's like, but they are you. And it was, it might sound like it's way too trippy to even comprehend, but I understood in that moment that like, we're not separate. We're all the same. And all of the other facades are different. Like we delude ourselves into thinking that we're separate and that we're alone. And that is not real at all. And when I came out of that sensory deprivation tank, I sound like the worst. I sound like worse than Phoebe Buffay right now. I don't know. I'm embarrassed of being like,
this is your truth.
Too much
this is
of
your
a
experience.
hippie. It is my truth. So
if you're a hippie, you're a hippie. Own it.
I don't own it.
Back in the day, I felt like I was such a hippie, and I had long hair, and I went to Grateful Dead concerts. I really did. I followed them for a while and stuff. Yeah, but then when I stopped and I cut my hair short, I felt like a sellout. So then I changed it and I said hippie is a state of mind.
Ew.
That's really pathetic.
Well, that's really hippie.
That's really dippy.
Yeah.
So when you came out.
So when I came out, if there was a camera in there, they would have thought that I was like, had lost my mind because I was laughing hysterically. Could not stop laughing because I understood in that moment how dumb all of the stuff that we preoccupy ourselves with, like all of the hate and the separation and feeling lonely is hilarious. Like I was laughing uncontrollably and I was like, oh my God, I just get it. Like I got something that I never understood before and everything else was so funny. And then as soon as I left that room, it was gone.
Yeah.
It was like I was just back into the world. It was like I was on another plane and then as soon as I left the room, I was just back. But anyways.
It's true though, and I think we prioritize in weird ways. My biggest fear for you coming out here, honestly, like when we talked, was I didn't want you to be disillusioned about all of this.
Oh, I am.
Really? Because see, that happened to me too. And it wasn't really in meeting any one person or anything.
No.
It was the overall of it. And like when I talked to you and I'm like, what are you doing? And you're like, because we've been like talking and stuff. And I said, and she'll be like, oh, I'm getting ready to watch a TV show with my friends. That's what she's met some people out here. And she's like, and I'll be like, what are you going to watch? Oh, we're going to watch The Bachelor or something. You know, like, and I think it's, like we were talking about, it's weird that one day, you know, like I'm 46 and you're in your late 20s, that we just woke up on YouTube and I think a lot of people grew up on YouTube, and so they're like in that, and it just is it's weird. Like,
yeah, I think like I'm naive in a lot of ways.
Me too.
Coming from it, but I definitely am. Yeah, it's not a person, it's not an experience that I've had that makes me feel disillusioned. I think as soon as I arrived in the airport, I just felt an energy that I've never felt before. And I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's just like, yeah.
This place has a good energy in here.
Yeah, this place, like, lighting.
I love it.
Space.
Now, when you go play bingo, do you take all this off as, like, good luck charms?
Bingo?
Do you know what bingo is?
The game.
Yes.
I've never played bingo.
Well, if you do, these are good luck charms. You need to like.
Oh, they are?
Yes.
Oh. Well, then I must play.
She just told me she's never had Papa John's pizza, and did you Postmate it?
I Uber Eats it.
You Uber Eats it. Because I opened her fridge. She said, get a bottle of water. So I opened her fridge, and she has literally one container. Did you not like the garlic sauce?
It's fucking margarine.
It's so good.
What is that? Who dips? Okay, in Canada, you don't dip your pizza in like chemical garlic butter. That's strange.
Can you explain to me what poutine is?
Yeah, fries, gravy, and cheese curds.
Is it really that good?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a connoisseur. I don't really care that much about French fries. I don't mean to be controversial, but I'm a pizza queen and I always will be.
What's your favorite pizza in the entire world?
Well, it depends the vibe. Ultimate pizza is a New York style crust.
Is there a brand like you go to like in
There's
Canada?
a place in Montreal. It's not a chain. It's just one place.
What is it called? Inside
of a gay bar. It's called Pizza Bouquet. And it's like New York style pizza. It's like thin, crispy crust, like super high quality ingredients, like balance of sweet and salty.
Pizza Bouquet?
Yeah.
Pizza Buffet would be my favorite. So, okay. So anyway, well, I want to try that now. Okay, so here's a serious question. Sausage and pineapple or no?
Yeah.
I love pineapple.
I never order pineapple, but I'm not gonna say no.
So I'm a vegetarian.
Yeah.
And so I stopped, of course, eating sausage, which I miss greatly sometimes. But now I do pineapple and onion.
Oh, that's a good combo.
It's really good,
That's
yeah.
a good combo.
Okay, so there was something I wanted to ask you about the whole shame thing.
Yeah.
Oh, when we were talking about all this, like, so I went in, she was like, I went to her bedroom and her closet is like literally 3 of these hanging there.
Yeah.
And I said, wow, you're like a light packer.
Yeah.
Could you ask me something? You were like.
I was like, well, do you check your bags?
Yeah, and I way overpack.
I mean.
I always like options.
I'm too controlling I have to bring a carry-on because I can't handle the thought of somebody else, like, not having my stuff on me at all times. Like, I'm very, like, I'm scared about, like, being stolen from. And
no control issues or anything.
Not at all! No, it's bad.
And I did say to her, I said, do you ever not, like, dress like this?
No.
And you said, no, when I go out. Except for when you're at home alone. Sometimes
when I'm at home alone, I'm naked.
Always?
Yeah.
I asked you sweat shorts and a t-shirt. And you said, I mean, if I'm home alone.
When I sleep, completely naked. So and then when I'm home alone, it's like my underwear, which are just bicycle shorts and a bra. And I put my hair up and I have no makeup on and I'm in like a disgusting troll goblin, in my opinion.
Okay, so talk to me about the evolution of this.
Okay. So I think I did try I tried very hard to be conventionally attractive and to be wanted by specifically like straight men.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yeah.
Because the camera's gonna stop.
Oh, yeah,
hold on, just 1 second.
Okay, so in high school, I tried really hard to be wanted by straight men, which is like what I thought gave me value. So I had like an eating disorder. I was like, really cared about being skinny and like, and being hot to dudes. So I wouldn't talk in front of dudes. I would just be silent. I would just pose, wear like slutty things and whatever. Then when I moved away from home, you know, I come to terms with my sexuality and, I started being like, what? I literally said to myself, it's just it's an obvious thought, but what if, what gave me value was who I was? What if I was just a cool person instead of like desperately trying to be hot for other people? Which is like, duh. But it was,
Is it though?
For me it wasn't. And
I think that's a journey sometimes.
Yeah, it was for me. So then that's when I transitioned into, like I was getting fatter, I was getting weirder, like more comfortable being gay. I had like, that's its whole own journey. And the better that I feel about myself, the louder that I dress. So then we're here.
And you kind of talked about what this represents for you a little bit.
Yeah. So it's like a mixture of insecurity, and I want to cover my double chin, like.
Okay, so let me just tell you, you can't see it on camera, I'm being honest with you. This one has the most perfect skin. It is absolutely beautiful. Her teeth are surreal. They are. She has great teeth. And she went back, like, we were sitting there talking and she laughed. She has no double chin.
I do.
And I'm like, let me see it. She's like, no. I'm like.
It's just, well, okay. I'm insecure, whatever. That's its whole.
We all have insecurities. I'm glad that you embrace them and talk about them.
Yeah, well, I think because there was a time when I would hide my double chin and I would be afraid to talk about how I was hiding.
Why do you think I have a beard?
No,
I mean, it gives me a chin line.
If I was a dude, I would be like fucking Gandalf, my dude. Like, I swear, I would braid it, I would put beads in it. Like, I thought
would you
about
put flowers in it?
I would have a really long Gandalf beard and I would wear lipstick all the time. I just think that's cool. But.
What color?
Red.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't want to be insecure about being insecure. I don't want the double insecure.
No, I know
so
what you mean.
I'm insecure, yeah. So it makes me feel better to just like say it.
Do you have moments, I'm sorry,
No.
But do you have moments, because I have these moments where it's like, like it's not that you don't care, but it's like you embrace the insecurity.
Yeah.
Like you fall in love with that thing that's different about you. Like for so long people have made fun of my voice. And then there was that moment, like I have a lot of these now because so many people are like, oh, I like your voice, or your voice makes you who you are. And really, I'm so thankful for YouTube because like people, I mean, I still get the comments that people are like, oh, your noise is annoying. The meanest comment I've ever gotten about my voice is that someone said your voice would cause somebody to have cancer. I was like, that is really a sick statement. But
that's gross.
Today I've fallen in love with my voice.
Yeah.
It's more my weight. Like I struggle with my weight too.
Yeah.
And there are moments where I'm just like, screw it. Like I love my fat ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I honestly like, I have a lot of insecurities and I do like to hide my body very much. Part of it is insecure about being fat, not totally comfortable with it. Part of it is I genuinely do like this aesthetic. I genuinely do think it's beautiful and cool. Also part of it is I want to take sexuality out of the equation. I think because of stuff that I've been through in my past, molestation. I think part of that is I like.
Why do you say it like that? For the people that don't know, you explain it.
Because it's a defense mechanism.
Okay.
I like to be completely open and honest. I think it helps me feel better about things if I'm able to kind of like laugh about stuff. Also, I don't want to make the other person uncomfortable and like put too much weight to something.
Are you afraid about that with me?
Well, not necessarily you, but just anyone. I wouldn't want to be like say something to you like, oh, my dad died. Like I like to make jokes about like my dad died. I don't know. Not that it's not. I have such reverence for my dad. And that whole journey changed my life forever, the grief of that. But at the same time, I think it makes me feel freer to be able to laugh about anything.
I get what you're saying. One of the things that surprises me about you is how concerned you are about negatively impacting other people. Like the video that you did about Trisha.
Yeah.
And you were really, really worried that maybe you had said something that hurt her or offended her, and that was never your intention.
No, because I don't want to send any negativity to, especially Trish. I love her. I think she's the coolest person I've ever seen. So the idea that I've maybe done something that has sent negativity to her, like I don't want to cause negative ripples. I don't. But at the same time, if I let myself feed into that fear too much, I'll be stagnant. I won't do anything. I won't put myself out there. You know what I mean? And I've done that before. I hid myself for too long. A lot of ways I still am, but I can't.
Can you imagine if you stayed hidden though? Because we talked about the very first video that you ever did and how hard it was for you to.
Yeah.
Like if you had stayed hidden, how many people would not have been impacted? I mean, there are people out there whose lives you've changed. Do you understand that?
I don't.
No, stop for a second. Right now, okay? How many subscribers do you have? Do you know? 600, 700 million?
Yeah.
How many exactly do you have? Do you know?
691.
Okay. So out of that 691,000 people, if there's even one person out there who's watched your videos, just one, that you have forever changed the direction of their life by something that you've said or something that you've done or something, the way that you are, the way that you've inspired them. One person's life. I mean, do you understand? Like, that's power. Like, that's, and not like a controlling power, but like, that's really like the positive energy that comes from that. Like, it's such a cool thing. That's what I love about you. Like, you're changing lives.
I mean,
I don't think you get it.
All I want to do, like, yes, I haven't, like, you talked about intention, and I feel this from you, and this is why I feel connected with you. Like, having an intention for what I'm doing, which is, yeah, what I feel. I have, like, and yes, there's ego involved in what I'm doing. Yes, I love attention. Yes, I love attention, and I like being seen. There's a lot of, like, you know, yeah, what could be argued negative stuff involved in what drives me. But that is like that surface stuff that I was talking about that isn't real. Yeah. The core of why I'm doing this is I want to do good. I want to positively affect it. I want to try to help me and other people feel more free. I want us to accept ourselves more. And not saying that I'm an angel and I'm just doing this for, because I want to make me accept myself more too. Like, I feel like I have to do that. I have to. Like.
Well, I want to personally thank you because you really have helped me with that. And really more so lately, and even talking on the phone, I think. There was a moment, so I'm obsessed with Janis Joplin, and we were talking about, I don't think people really understand your process. I think they think you just like get in a bathtub with a pizza and that's it. You really think it through and plan it out. And definitely more artistic than I think anybody understands. And so we were talking and I said, we were just kind of talking about what we were gonna do with this video. And I said, she said, you do whatever you want, I don't care. So I said, okay. And she was talking about videos on her channel and stuff. And I said, you know, there's this moment, have you seen Little Girl Blue? Which is a documentary on Netflix about Janis Joplin. And she said, you hadn't seen it. And there was this moment where Janis is like working with her band to sing Summertime. And they're like kind of coming at her and they're like, no, it sounds good. She's like, no, when I hear it, I'll know that we have it. And there's a scene when she starts singing and you can just see it on her face. Like, she knows that's the one. And like, I feel that when I watch your videos, like, you're like, okay, this is it. And you're helping other people get that. And you've helped me, you know, like just talking to you on the phone, like, I don't know, you just have really reignited a passion inside of me that I didn't even know maybe it was missing. So I appreciate it, thank you.
That means so much, Peter. I actually wanted to, like, I wanted to tell you,
Are you gonna make me cry?
No,
okay.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But I wanted to talk to you. I've been saving, like I've like hinted at something when we're talking on the phone, that like you've had an impactful effect on me. Because when we started around the same time, I feel. And I remember when Trisha and Shane were tweeting about you and you were in Trisha's vlog. And I was so
cool.
I was so jealous. Like, I was so jealous. And that's how I found you. And I was like, he's so cool. And like, that would have been my ultimate dream. And to like,
and now look.
But like, and so me being jealous of you has been like a personal journey for me. Like, coming to, I mean, like, it really has. It's helped me because I'm like, I don't want to be like, I love him. Like, he's magical and I don't want to be jealous of that. So I've had to, and it's like helped me become a better person being jealous of you. And like the first DM that I ever sent on Twitter was to you.
Really?
Yes.
Did I respond?
No.
I respond to almost everybody.
I didn't take it personally. What I said, Peter, I will pay you $5 Canadian to watch one of my videos. So
oh my God, I watch all of your videos.
And I've had this all.
Can I have it now? I need $5 Canadian.
I have it. Oh my God, no, really. No, please. Wait, this is a moment. No, please. Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Where's your wallet?
It's Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so
I'm not gonna keep this.
No, you have to, please. That has been in my wallet for so long.
Okay, when I come to visit you, I'll take you. We'll not go get poutine.
Okay. Amazing. Yeah. So I had this whole like.
I'm so sorry I didn't respond to you. I feel like an asshole. I respond to almost everybody.
No, I know you do, but it's like I didn't take it personal at all. So yeah, I've had this whole personal journey with you, like seeing your magic, being jealous of you, admiring you, and appreciating. I just like, yeah, you have a magic that is undeniable.
Thank you.
And
I love the word magic.
Yeah, no, it's real. So then when it was like a year ago, you made a video about me
called Amelia Fart
and
Exposed.
I was like,
and people still think they're like, don't come for Amelia. I'm like, watch the video, please.
Yeah,
at least 2 minutes of it.
Some people do that with my videos too. It's a little bit frustrating, but yeah. So and that was after I had come to terms. Like, there's actually a video where I talk about being jealous, and somebody asked, like, how do you deal with being jealous? And the way that I came with whatever answer I said, which is like, I want to like, was from being jealous of you, me coming to terms with that, and like, cause I can be jealous. I don't like that about me. But yeah, it was because of you, because I was like, no, I just love him. I appreciate him. And the fact that he is succeeding shows me that it's possible to thrive, to be yourself, to do what you want to do, to be seen and loved and thrive because of it. And that's why you mean a lot to me. You mean a lot. And
thank you.
And when you made that video, I was like, it was after, and anyway, I was like,
well, sweetheart, it must have worked because you done passed me by.
But it also was like, it's like none of that is real.
No,
like,
right.
You know, like, and it meant so much to me, you making that video. I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know. You mean a lot. You mean a lot to me.
Well, you mean a lot to me.
And you've helped me a lot. And, like, my family, when you made that video about me, my family, like, watched it.
Was it like the first kind of video anybody had made, like, about?
Yes,
talking?
you were the first person
really?
who ever, like,
I didn't know
knew
that.
I existed. Yeah.
No, that's not true. So many
YouTube.
people were talking about you.
On YouTube, I feel like
one of the things we were talking about before I want to say this is that there's somebody on YouTube that I feel like gets criticized a lot. And I found out through a lot of YouTubers that this is somebody that like everybody in the YouTube community watches. Like they watch, they're obsessed with. And I was saying to Amelia, I said, you know, it's really kind of sad because if it wasn't this game and it was like people would just come out and say like, oh, we're like obsessed with this person or we love them or we watch all their videos, like people would see them in a different way. There's so much phoniness that exists within the whole thing. I don't think that'll ever happen. I'm so glad you brought this up because I want to say, you know, there's something we say in recovery and that's like, oh, that's honest, right? Like if you say, oh, something, you own your truth, you go, oh, that's honest. You know, even if it's like that, we're human beings. I've struggled with jealousy so much. And it's literally something I've worked really, really hard on in the last specifically 6 months because, you know, it's hard when you start where somebody else starts or you see somebody else get opportunities that you wish. Like, hey, I wish I had that opportunity. And you don't, you know? And I've said it to people, like, I'm jealous, you know? And, like, I don't want to be, so this is why I'm telling you, you know? And sometimes they understand and sometimes they don't. But, like, for me, I don't want to be that anymore, but I think jealousy and envy are normal.
Yeah,
like, it's a human, honest feeling.
Yeah.
What I have really gotten, because this is something I believed for so long, but sometimes those lessons that you believe so hard are things that you just really can't get about yourself.
Yeah.
I say this all the time, is that exactly where I am at in my life is exactly where I'm supposed to be.
100%.
So there's no competition for me.
Exactly.
So that's like when we were talking today and you were like, well, I don't know if I'm supposed to say, but like I'm going over to Shane's and if he comes, I said, girl, this is your moment. Like you go do this for you. You know, like this has nothing to do with me. Like I want that for you. It's taken me a long time to get there. You know, I can't honestly sit here and say that if it was a year ago, I wouldn't be like, well, damn, I wish, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just not about that to me anymore.
No.
And my priorities today are my husband and my family and my dogs.
Yeah.
And it's so weird, the YouTubers that I've gotten to know or to gravitate towards are the ones like you that I feel like are such kindred spirits and are just... No, but like, are just, I don't know, like our conversations are just magical. They really, I love talking to you and I don't know, I always feel so good after I talk to you on the phone.
I felt the same way since like the first moment that I saw you. And I think what I've like, let alone the magic and like the positivity that you've put into the world and let alone like the video that you made about me that like, I think that's the first time when my family watched that video, I think that's the first time that they like, they understood like,
what you were doing.
Yeah. And so
now, did you all sit around and like have
no
pizza?
they just found it. I guess I don't know how, I think probably I sent it to my mom like, look mom, like this guy, and I was like telling you, he was like, he's so cool, he's like, I think the way that I described it was like he is like, I think it said like the king of YouTube, in that like you understand YouTube on like a genius level, and you understand.
Oh, I don't know that.
No, you do, and you understand people on a genius level.
No,
you do. So that.
Well, thank you, but I don't.
You do.
You know what it really is, and I think that this is misconstrued a lot, is like me trying to tell people how to live their lives. It's really flattery of what it is, of me saying I care enough about you.
Yeah.
Like Tana Mojo, people misunderstand. They think I dislike her. It has nothing to do with that. I think she's an incredible young lady that could have the most amazing future. I've screwed up so much in my life.
Me too.
And really what I'm trying to do with my videos today, and I see this in you as well, is to show those flaws.
Yeah.
To show those mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, I've said things, I've screwed up, I've done things I'm not proud of, I've, you know, on and on and on, and I don't want to be that person today. And it's just me trying to give other people the direction that I wish that I hope for myself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
100%. I vibe with that very much. I think a lot of my videos are really just me screaming my flaws to the world.
It's interesting because I have to say, on your channel, no offense, but I like the videos more. Like the other day that you did the addressing the rumors.
Yeah.
I texted you after that video, and I said, it like powerfully impacted me. And when you talked about, you know, people saying things to you, everybody that watches my channels know I cry, but when you said that there's so much darkness and things out there, and that you just try to send those people love, like that really just so resonated with me. And I was telling you up there that like I rewound that part like 3 times, you know, that it's hard. It's hard what people say sometimes. And I think like, you know, when I see your videos where you just like let it all out and you're crying and you're emotional, that's where you're really touching people that I don't think you even understand. And maybe that one person out of those 691, I don't know, I'll have to find out if YouTube still has me subscribed to you or not. They may have. But maybe I'm that one person that you changed, you know, maybe that's what it's all about. I don't know. It's just weird. We were talking about how weird it is that like we're sitting here like making videos with each other. I don't know.
No, it is weird. Cause like if I would have seen this moment 2 years ago, I'd be like, oh my God. Like
if you had shown, well, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I don't know what I was gonna say.
Nothing?
No, I don't remember.
Tongue clip?
No.
If I had shown 10-year-old Amelia, this is where I ask double questions. Okay. If I had shown 10-year-old Amelia your videos and your following and the people that adore you and all of the positivity, what would 10-year-old Amelia have said about that?
That would be her, like, that would be her, the wildest dreams. Like that would be all that she wanted.
What would that have said to her?
That everything that you feel is right, and what you want for a reason.
Do you think you would have needed to do all this if you would have gotten that at 10? Well, none of us do at 10, I don't think, or even 46.
No, I think I believe in divine timing, and I believe everything happens for a reason. And I know I needed to, I couldn't have started YouTube when I was any other age than when I started. Yeah. I had to go through everything I went through to be able to do it.
Yeah, that's the journey part.
Yeah.
I want you to explain to me really quick, because you said, like, you did a video with the psychic twins, and we're gonna actually, it's gonna be a 2-parter, so I'm gonna ask for this. Well, what was I gonna say about the 10-year-old thing? There was something I wanted to say. Well, I'll come back to that. Oh, actually, I'll ask this, and I'll ask the psychic twin things in the next question. This is, I don't edit. So I asked you what your real last name was,
yeah.
And she told me, but we'll keep that a secret. So anyway, how did the whole Amelia fart thing come up?
So I didn't actually like choose. It just kind of happened. It's kind of like a kismet thing. Is that a word, right?
Isn't it so freeing to cry?
I love crying.
For me, when people criticize that, I'm always like, it makes me sad that you can't go there. Like I have days where I listen to sad music or I watch a sad movie just to get it out. Like,
I will cry at any point that I can cry. I fucking will.
Yeah.
Like, I'm obsessed with it.
You did in the Addressing the Rumors video, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, I just need to cry sometimes. You know what's funny? Every time I cry in a video, there's this one person specifically that will comment, why do you cry all the time? Like, bring back, like...
The funny Amelia.
Yeah, bring back the funny Amelia. I'm like, I can't force myself to feel something that's not real. Like, I can't force myself to go into my shower and put chocolate on my face if I feel like crying, right?
Well, that's where I think that people misunderstand. When you're talking about Trisha, you're not talking about Trisha, you're talking about you. Agreed?
Agreed.
Okay. And when you're standing in a mall and you're turning, you're really saying so much more than just, it's look at me, it's accept me, it's who am I, and this is, I feel comfortable, and that's what people love about you.
That's what I'm trying to do.
You think, is it?
Well, I think a lot of my videos can seem pretty dumb and frivolous. To me, they're not. And I have intention behind them. And sometimes, lately, they've been a lot more misunderstood. And it is a little bit painful, but I'm trying to adjust.
But the bigger of the following you're going to get people that watch it and don't understand.
Exactly. So that it's part of it. And I'm figuring out how to adjust to it. Okay, but the Amelia fart.
The fart thing, yes.
So it just kind of happened. Like, I made my Instagram name Amelia Farts in whenever Instagram started because I just thought it was funny to not hide the fact that I fart. Because like there was the idea.
Do you?
Never.
We don't. Nobody farts.
But like there's that idea that like, you know, women aren't supposed to have like bodily functions. So I felt it was cool at the time to be like, no, Amelia farts, and I'm not gonna hide that. And then, I don't know. It's kind of a boring story. It just happened. And then my YouTube name was Amelia. I made videos like as a musician for a while called Amelia 2000. And for whatever reason, I couldn't get the name Amelia 2000.
So that's so bad.
So my
it's so bad.
So my email
It sounds like a hair salon.
Yeah. So my email was Amelia2001 fart. Anyways, it was without me choosing. I just became Amelia Fart. It was just meant to be.
And now here you are.
And now here I am.
If you could go back and change it.
No.
No, hold on. This is serious.
Yeah.
If you could go back and do it all over and still be Amelia 2000, would you?
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't be. It's because I covered songs from the 2000s. That's why I was in
I love
2000.
that. Favorite song of the 2000s?
Oh, it's hard. Well, like song to sing.
Just pick one randomly.
What Dreams Are Made Of from the Lizzie McGuire soundtrack.